Hi, I am joined with Michelle Hamilton today from Beyond Balance, registered psychologist here in Lloydminster. And before we talked about compassion fatigue, which is something that is really apparent in a lot of professions. And we wanted to kind of continue that conversation today and discuss now a term that you use called burnout. So how does that kind of correlate, and what are the differences there?
Okay, well, you know, burnout to me is another potential source of organizational or work-related stress. And the term burnout is a lot more well recognized and well known. It's been around a long time. You know, burnout is a state of exhaustion or depletion, you know, that is brought about by a chronic state of, you know, too many demands and not enough resources. So this is a lot more common in organizations where we work, you know, in the context where there is a continuing demand and need for us to perform, and yet, in a sense, it's impossible to ever keep up, you know. And so some occupations, you know, for example, working within a system, whether it be something like the RCMP or teaching, or even the health professionals working in a, you know, a healthcare setting, there may be a continual sense of too many demands. There's too many patients, too many crimes, too many students needing, you know, in really important ways, and not enough resources, as in personnel, time, finances, or energy to meet the needs. So there's this sense of depletion, you know, as a result of being constantly on that sort of losing end.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, for sure. And with something like that, I can see putting myself in that kind of position. My question would probably be, well, if there's not enough resources and I'm feeling this way, but that's how work goes, how do you kind of make sure that you're taking care of yourself when you know that you still have a job to do, and sometimes those resources aren't necessarily there to help you? So yeah,
exactly.
Like that.
Well, it is a real challenge and an ongoing challenge, and some of what I said last week about boundaries, including time boundaries and so on, you know, I think are important strategies for people, because if you can't change the circumstances and you choose not to leave the circumstances, then you really do have to work on changing the internal, you know, perceptions that you have, the shifting that happens more sort of cognitively, mentally, so that we come to have, you know, just a little bit more ease with ourselves in terms of being realistic about, you know, what you know, our capacity is day to day to do the best we can, and to be really careful to, you know, to sort of have a clear sense of what is our job and how much are we able to do.
Right. And with that kind of situation, would you suggest, if someone came to you with that, would you suggest maybe is there like self-talk that goes around with that, like maybe just being more positive in your situation, telling you yourself that this is what the situation is and you just gotta handle it how it kind of plays out? Is that something that you kind of work towards communication?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I think that a lot of those kinds of cognitive strategies, like self-talk, and even in particular learning to shift your focus, you know, instead of focusing a lot on the things that frustrate you because, you know, there's no end to, you know, the sources of stress and so on, learning to be really intentional about focusing your mind on the things that you're grateful for, or the sense of the benefits of your work, you know, the meaning behind it, you know, the sense of being able to help, or, you know, some of the things that maybe drew someone to that profession in the first place.
Right. It's a good place to start. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in today, Michelle. We always appreciate having you.
You're welcome.
You're very knowledgeable, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you need any more help, or you want to kind of look into this a little more, Beyond Balance is the website you can go to and talk to Michelle personally. So thanks so much for coming in. Thanks.